Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome to YouTube session on discussion on modification to auditor's report. Yes, we are having this free YouTube session to help you understand the way of teaching, and I have a very exciting news for you all. Yes, a superb exciting news, a much beneficial for student Yashesh Academy and Myra Education. We have tied up with an academy. Yes, we have collaborated with Unacademy and it will be a great for you all people as well as for us. So what's in store at Unacademy? Before I go to the topic, let us just see about this collaboration, how it will be beneficial to all the students. So we have this Unacademy tie-up. In your Unacademy, we are having live sessions as well as recorded sessions. So imagine you can attend live. You can ask all your doubts to us. Plus, by chance, if you are missing any of the sessions, you are also allowed to watch the recorded sessions as well. Sir, how many times, how many views? Unlimited views, man. You are getting unlimited views. Plus, whenever you subscribe to Unacademy, you have a subscription based model. It's not subject wise. Imagine I have purchased 1 year subscription of Unacademy. I'll be able to see in that 1 year any subjects, any faculties, any number of times. Yeah, any subject, any faculty, any number of time. Just one subscription gives you access to all your subjects. It's very cheaper for you all people. So how the batches are? CA final batches by me. I take FR, I take audit. Yeah, your friend, your mentor, Niket. I take FR, I take audit. My FR and audit is already started. FR is started from 24th. Audit is actually starting tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm starting with the auditing subject for CA final. FR is in morning 6:30 to 9:30. Auditing is in evening 7:30 to 10:30. And other subjects also you can combine, like suppose you want to do FR SFM, that is also possible. I told you, one subscription giving access to all faculties, all subjects, unlimited views. And sir, what are the subscription rates? I tell you, you have separate subscription for CA final group 1, separate subscription for CA final group 2. Imagine you are taking CA final group 1 1 year subscription. That is apt. The 1 year subscription for CA final group 1 will cost you only 13,480. Then your 13,480, you'll be able to finish all 4 subjects of your CA final group 1. Yeah, it's an excellent deal for the students. 13,480, all 4 subjects of group 1 can be finished off. You can attend live sessions. If at all you want to see the recorded ones, they are also available. It's all up to you. You have 1 year subscription. You have a 1 year viewing right, unlimited times. And we have a multiple educators for all the subjects. So in case you want to watch basically from 2-3 faculties, that is also possible, and then you decide whichever you're comfortable. I can try 2-3 faculties and then whichever I'm comfortable I can choose that. And remember, batches will be 100% in English. So South students, don't worry at all, these are 100% English batches. Okay, let's start with today's topic. Let us go to today's topic. Today's topic is modification to auditor's report. Today's topic is modification to auditor's report. This is SA 705. SA 705 talks about modification to auditor's report. Your audit report can be either clean report or modified report. Yeah, clean or modified. Whenever you find everything is fine, whenever you find the financial statements are prepared as per applicable financial reporting framework, then you give a clean report. You find there are no material misstatements, you obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, things are fine, then we give a clean report. Clean report was covered under SA 700. We discussed yesterday. Yesterday we had a YouTube session discussing SA 700. Today we are discussing SA 705. Okay, the SA 705 is dealing with your modified report. Modified reports are of 3 types. Modified report means there are some problems. Simple words में modified report means there are problems. Three types of modified report can be there: qualified, adverse, disclaimer. So three types of modified opinion can be there: either qualified opinion, adverse opinion, disclaimer of opinion. Now every essay has an objective, and to fulfill the objective there are requirements. I repeat, every essay has objective. To fulfill objective there are requirements. So what's objective of essay 705? To appropriately give a modified opinion. So we should be giving appropriate modified opinion: qualified, adverse, disclaimer, appropriate. So objective is the auditor should be able to express appropriate or modified opinion. When? Now this word appropriate modified opinion. Now कब modify करना है? When do I have to modify? I modify under two cases. Yeah, we will modify under two cases. One, based on audit evidence is obtained. Based on audit evidence is obtained, auditor concludes that financial statements are not free from material misstatement. Based on audit evidence is obtained, I am concluding that the financials are not free from material misstatement. They contain a material misstatement. So if financials contain a material misstatement, I'll modify or. So based on audit evidence is obtained, the auditor is concluding that financial statements are not free from material misstatement. They contain a material misstatement. They contain a material misstatement, or we are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. We are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence in these two cases. In these two cases, you checked, you found there are material misstatement, or you are not allowed to check only. You are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. In these two cases, you will give a modified report. Problem hai, check kiya, there are material misstatements, or I'm not allowed to check only. Now, your modified opinion can be of three types: qualified, adverse, disclaimer. Which to be given when? Which to be given when? Under these two cases, we give a modified report, A or B. We give modified. Now, sir, which one? Which one? Depends on the effect or possible effect. Now, see the word. Depends on the effect or possible effect. See, auditing language plays a very important role. Now, just imagine, I have checked the things. If I have checked the things, I found out there is a material misstatement, I know the effect. I have checked. If I have checked, I know the effect. But if I am unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, if I am unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, I have not checked. If I have not checked, I don't know the effect. The word will be possible effect. So here for A point, the word is effect. For B point, the word is possible effect. Effect or possible effect, I have to check. If you checked it, it's effect. If you are unable to check, it's possible effect. If that is material and pervasive, or material but not pervasive. So let us see, when do I give a qualified report? When do I give a qualified report? The qualified opinion, when do I give? The auditor has obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence. You have checked it and you conclude financial statements contain a material misstatement. Financial statement contain a material misstatement that are material but not pervasive. The effect is material but not pervasive. Sir, I did not understood the word pervasive. What do you mean by the word pervasive? Okay, when I say it's material but not pervasive, we give qualified. Sir, pervasive kya hai? Pervasive, it's a general word. In simple dictionary meaning, it's spread everywhere. The misstatement is not at one place but at many places. It's not just one thing wrong. Many thing wrong is pervasive. For example, accountant doesn't know accounting standards. If accountant of the company doesn't know accounting standards, you would have done mistakes at many places. Foreign exchange transactions, AS 11, mistakes might be there. He has not brought debtors, creditors to closing rate. Investments are not classified as long-term, current. Long-term are carried at cost. Current investments are to be valued at cost or market value, whichever is lower. He has not done it. Inventory, AS2, it should be valued as per cost or NRV, whichever is lower. He has not done that. He has taken only cost. So if accountant doesn't know accounting standard, mistake might not be at one place but at many places. What is pervasive? What is pervasive? It's a term used. It's a term used in context of misstatement. It's a term used in context of misstatement to describe effect or possible effect. To describe the effect or possible effect of misstatement on the financial statement. To describe the effect or possible effect. When we check, word is effect. When we are unable to check, word is possible effect. Now, pervasive effects are those which are not confined to a specific item. It's not at one place, they are spread many places. Or if so confined, if they are at one place, that one place represents a substantial portion of financial statement. Okay, if it's at one place, that one place represents what? Substantial portion of financial statement. For example, investments for investment company. Investments for which company? Investment company. Suppose you are doing an audit of investment company. Everything is correct except investments. Yeah, everything is correct except investment. Now, investment is the main asset. There 90% of the asset was only investments. Now, one thing wrong. But one thing is 90% of total asset. That one thing is 90% of total asset. If so confined, it represents a substantial portion of financial statement. Or if it is in relation to disclosure, the disclosure is fundamental to users' understanding of financial statement. What is this fundamental to users' understanding of financial statement? Like material uncertainty related to going concern. There is some material uncertainty related to going concern not disclosed. Okay, the only one disclosure not done. But sir, which type of disclosure? It's fundamental for the user to understand financials. A very, very important disclosure not done. A very, very important disclosure not done. What is pervasive? The pervasive effects are those which are not at one place. They are at many places. Problem is not in one area, many areas. Or if they are in one area, that one area represents a substantial portion of financial statement. Or if it is in relation to disclosure, the disclosure is fundamental, very, very important for the user to understand financial statement. Okay, so when do I give qualified opinion? Qualified opinion I give when the effect or possible effect is material but not pervasive. Means they are not at many places, the problem is only in one area, and that one area is not a substantial portion. Everything is fine except inventory. There's problem only in one of the area. We give qualified. When do we give qualified opinion? So you obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and you conclude the effect of misstatement. The effect of misstatement is material but not pervasive. Or you are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. You are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and the possible effect. Now, sir, why do we have the word possible effect here? Why do we have the word possible effect here? We have not checked it. We have not checked it. That's why the word is possible effect. We are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. We don't know the effect. Possible effect could be material but not pervasive. The possible effect could be material but not pervasive. Okay, so simple words, qualified opinion is given when the effect or possible effect is material but not pervasive. Now, adverse effect. When do we give the adverse opinion? This was qualified. When do we give the adverse opinion? Adverse. See, qualified may we say, except this, the financial statement shows a true and fair view. Qualified may we say what? Except this, except inventory, it shows a true and fair view. What do we do under adverse? What do we do under adverse opinion? Under adverse opinion, we say financial statements do not show a true and fair view. Now my question is, adverse opinion can be given when? When we have checked it or when we have not checked? When we have checked it, when we have not checked. Sir, when we have checked. We have checked the things and the effect is material and pervasive. The effect is material and pervasive. See, one off item wrong, I don't say everything is wrong. So if one odd item is wrong, I say except this, it shows a true and fair view. That was qualified opinion. But if it is material and pervasive, if it's material and pervasive, not at one place, many place, or if at one place, that one place is a substantial portion, then I'll say the financial statement do not show a true and fair view. So यहाँ पे you have obtained, having obtained sufficient appropriate audit evidence, you conclude misstatements are both material and pervasive. यहाँ पे word is and pervasive, यहाँ पे word था but not pervasive. But adverse opinion can be given when you have checked and you found the misstatements are material and pervasive. Now sir, when do I give disclaimer of opinion? When do I give disclaimer? Disclaimer when we say we are unable to express. We are unable to express any audit opinion. Kab we are unable to express? When they don't give the data. When we are not able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. We are not able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence, and the possible effect is material and pervasive. We are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and the possible effect is material and pervasive. Possible effect is material and pervasive. Will give a disclaimer of opinion. I repeat again, whenever effect or possible effect is material but not pervasive, we give qualified. Okay, when we have checked and the effect is material and pervasive, it is adverse. When we are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and possible effect is material and pervasive, we give disclaimer. This is actually the summary. This is the summary of what we have discussed. Okay, first, when do I modify the report? When do I modify the report? Either financial statements are materially misstated. Based on evidence is obtained, you conclude the financial statement contains a material misstatement, or you are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Or you are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. And now we have to see their effect or possible effect. Now we have to see their effect or possible effect. If you have checked it, the word will be effect. If you are unable to obtain, the word will be possible effect. Okay, if effect or possible effect is material but not pervasive, यहाँ पे word है but not pervasive, यहाँ पे word है and pervasive. If it is immaterial, we'll give a clean report. If it is immaterial, we'll give a clean report. If it's material but not pervasive, we are going to give a qualified opinion. You checked and there are misstatements material. Effect is material but not pervasive, qualified. You are unable to check, possible effect. Unable to check, possible effect, material but not pervasive is qualified. Now you have checked, you found there are misstatements, effect is material and pervasive, adverse. You are unable to check, and the possible effect you feel not one place, many places can be wrong. Give a disclaimer of opinion, tell we are unable to express any audit opinion. Disclaimer can be given only when you are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and the possible effect is material and pervasive. This is the summary. If it's material but not pervasive is qualified. If it's material and pervasive, check kiya to adverse, not checked, we are unable to obtain evidence, it's disclaimer. Now what should be the wordings? What should be the wordings when I give my report? What should be the wordings when I'm giving my report? Qualified, adverse, disclaimer, what should be the wordings? Okay, so for qualified report, it is material but not pervasive, not everywhere. So one of the item is wrong, and that one of the item is not substantial portion of financials. One of the item is wrong. What will I do? What will I say? Except this, it shows a true and fair view. So qualified may we write in a manner like this: except for the effect or possible effect. Except for the effect or possible effect. यहाँ पे effect था, ये possible effect, anything. Except for the effect or possible effect of the matter described in basis for qualified opinion section. Except for the effect or possible effect of the matter described in basis for qualified opinion section of the audit report, the financial statement shows a true and fair view. Except this, it shows a true and fair view. Now, what is the wordings when I give adverse? What is the wordings when I give adverse? Adverse is given when I have checked and the effect of misstatement is material and pervasive. What will I write? Adverse. So I say financials do not show a true and fair view. Qualified may accept this, it shows a true and fair. But here the effect, in adverse the effect is pervasive, everywhere, or one place but it is substantial. Here, based on significance of the matter described in basis for adverse opinion section of the report, the accompanying financial statement do not show a true and fair view. Based on significance of the matter described in basis for adverse opinion section of the report, the financial statement do not show a true and fair view. So qualified may accept this, it shows a true and fair view. Adverse may it do not show a true and fair view. And disclaimer, कब देंगे disclaimer? We are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Possible effect is material but not pervasive. Possible effect, we are not checked now. We'll write we were unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and so we do not express any audit opinion. We were unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and accordingly we are not expressing any audit opinion. So we'll write because of the significance of the matter given in basis for disclaimer of opinion section, the auditor was unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to provide a basis for the audit opinion and accordingly the auditor does not express an opinion on the financial statement. Okay, the qualified is given when we checked there are misstatements, material but not pervasive, or you are unable to obtain evidence, possible effect, material but not pervasive. The wordings will be except this, it shows a true and fair view. Adverse is given when we checked There are misstatements. Effect is material and pervasive. And we will say the financial statement do not show a true and fair view. Disclaimer. When do we give? We are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and the possible effect. See, you have not checked. The word should not be effect. Word should be possible effect. Is material and pervasive. And we'll say we do not express an opinion on financial statement. So this is how we have modification to auditor's report. I hope you all enjoyed the session. In case you have any queries, you can just write it down over here, chat mein likho. And please like this video, subscribe to our channel. Any issues are there, we are always there for you. And one announcement, your CA final auditing batch starts from tomorrow. Yeah, CA final auditing batch is starting from tomorrow on Unacademy platform. The timings are evening 7:30 to 10:30. It will be around 55 days. Yeah, total it's 135 hours. It will be Monday to Saturday. So Monday to Saturday, I need 45 sessions. It will take around 55 days to finish up the entire syllabus of auditing. And there is very important thing, under Unacademy, one subscription gives you access to all subjects, all faculties, unlimited views. Any queries, if you have, just write it in the chat box. It was lovely having all of you over here. Live is totally different. Thank you, Namrata. Please share about the batch which is starting tomorrow with all your friends. Anything you want to ask, come on, fire. Aa jao. Okay, I feel there aren't any doubts or any queries, so we end the session over here. See you all tomorrow in the main classes on Unacademy.